Good evening, Sky Divas. What's going on? I'm in LaGuardia and I'm tired. Today was an easy day though. It was only 3 legs, but they were long legs from Chicago to LaGuardia. Wait, Chicago, LaGuardia, back to Chicago, back to LaGuardia. And I have a great crew. I'm the only female, so I have a male flight attendant. He's forward, I'm aft, and I have two male pilots, and they are so much fun and energetic and likable and approachable. I love that in a crew. We had really good flights today. I'm working it's called the Delta Shuttle, LaGuardia Shuttle. And so what you'll find out is the shuttle flight is like for business class passengers that commute primarily back and forth between LaGuardia and New York. And we were on the ERJ, which is the 76 passenger plane that you will learn about. And it will be drilled in your head about those doors on the ERJ. When I say drilled, you will be drilled. And they don't play when it comes to them doors, okay? They will scare you to death about that ERJ and those doors, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you're getting training, and you'll get a lanyard that tell you about the ERJ and the doors and how to lock and secure them and everything like that. But you'll understand what I'm talking about when you get into training and they start talking about that dang on ERJ door. That door will have you scared to death to try to go to work. Everybody is like panicking on their IOE when they're on the ERJ. Oh my God. But you'll know what I'm talking about eventually. There is a lot of difference between the Delta, United, American. Alaska, I don't work for Alaska, so I can't say too much on Alaska. But, you have to be well versed in all three of those airlines. Whatever carrier that you're flying for, they have different announcements and different ways you go about doing your service and different things that you're doing. And so on this trip, it's real easy for me. I like the shuttles. A lot of people don't like the shuttle. They say it's a lot of work, but I love the shuttles. Sometimes they start real early in the morning, and this one, we had three, and two of them were morning, one was afternoon. But you don't charge anybody for anything. Everybody eats and drinks for free on those shuttles, and so it's just basically getting your service done. And I found a way that works for me is how I prep my galley prior to even taking off. Everything's already done. So when I get out of my jump seat, I'm hitting brew on the coffee. I'm hitting the timer on the oven if I have to warm up any of the breakfast for first class. This is when you're the aft in the back. My snack basket for Delta Plus is already ready to go, and so as soon as I hit that oven, and as soon as I hit that brew for that coffee, I'm grabbing my basket. I'm going up to Delta Plus, giving them their snack basket. Then I'm coming back. I put the snack basket up, and then I'm starting to take my cart out for my service. By that time, the dinger that went off on the 12 minutes that went off on the breakfast or the lunch or whatever you're feeding for first class, you're taking that out the oven, putting that in the first class cart, taking that up to first class, giving that to your first class flight attendant, and then you coming back to your back and you're ready to serve your passengers. I don't be playing with them people. I have to have my stuff. I don't like looking for stuff. I don't like stuff everywhere. But you have to realize when you get someone else's plane, when someone else is getting off or whatever, you don't know where anything is going to be. So I make it a point to, if I can get there early, to get on so that I can look, open all the compartments, see what I got, see where everything is at, so I can know what is what. If your plane is coming from the hangar, then you can pretty much do it how you want to do it. And then it's really good when you're going to keep the same plane all day, because all your stuff is where you need it to be. But when you're getting your plane from someone else, you got to go be hunting and looking for stuff. But I'm just having a great flight. Today is day one of my 4 day. I'm in New York. Of course, I don't go anywhere and do anything. The weather is not too bad. It's not too cold. I actually was gonna go meet a friend for dinner. A friend of mine wanted to take me to dinner, but I don't feel like getting dressed and going nowhere. It's cold. New York just ain't for me. For those who want New York, want to, get based here in LaGuardia, y'all can have all that. This is just too much for me. I just can't deal with all these folks and all this busy and riding on trains and stuff. I just can't get into that. So y'all can have New York. I'm good. I'll never have to come back to New York, but I'll just stay in my hotel. I'll order me some pizza. A little friend mad at me because I don't want to go out, but hey, he ain't my man, so I don't owe him no explanation, nothing like that. One thing about being a flight attendant is you can be a global dater. I'm international. Yes, so I ain't hurting, but I just didn't want to do anything today. I'm just chilling. MAC today had a sale, you guys. 40% off in the airport on their lipsticks. Can you believe it? So I'm a lipstick whore, and I love lipsticks, and I'm trying this one out. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's called Espresso, and it's a liquid matte, and Espresso to me was maybe something brown or something like that, but this is more of a cross between a gray, brown, purplish color. I can't really tell. So far, it's okay. I just put it on over my regular lipstick that I had on earlier that I wore today. And then I bought a lip gloss. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or if I'm gonna give it to my daughter, because I do let her wear lip gloss, but I don't let her wear lipstick. She's 13, so you ain't got time for all that. But this is almost like it's a tangerine glass, a lip glass, and I haven't worn this yet. I'm gonna see how I like it. If I don't like it, I'll give it to my daughter. It could be one of her Christmas presents, because I'm starting to let her, grow up a little bit. But you gotta kind of keep them kids as much as possible. Yesterday I had a trip, and I want to say this without saying a whole lot. When you're new, and I'm still new, I'm still green, I'm still learning stuff every single day. I am not perfect. I don't know everything. I don't know that manual from front to back. I can only give you information based on my experiences and what I'm going through. And I've said it 100 times. I love my job. I've met some wonderful, wonderful people. The company, to me, supports their employees. They have an open door policy where you can go and talk to them about anything. I have not felt any way at all. Felt like, with some type of discrimination, or they're not approachable, anything like that, which is very good to have in a company. So that I'm giving high praises, for that. I don't mind getting up in the morning. I don't care how early or how late it is, and it's good when you have a job that you really want to go to. But with that being said, even though management is wonderful, you will run across some coworkers who are not so nice. I don't know what their problem is. I don't know if they're tired. I don't know if they're just old and ornery and set in their ways. I don't know if they don't like their job. I don't know if it's their personality. I don't know what it is. But you will run into a select few who will work your nerves, or who will try you and who will test you, and it's all about how you handle the situation. My mother tells me right now, I don't see how you made it this far without cussing nobody out, because the way my mouth is set up, it's like hard for me to just like stuff just come out, and I have to be like, did I really say that? And it's because I don't take nothing off for anybody. I just disrespect. No, I demand it wherever I go, and I am an alpha female, and that's just, I'm a leader by nature. I don't know if that's Scorpio in me, but I'm the most lovable, approachable, talk to anybody type of person. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I want to go to work and enjoy my work. I don't want to be stressed out. I'm away from my family. I'm away from my friends. I'm away from any man that I may have at the time. And I don't want to be thinking about all that when I'm working. And I don't want to be going to work and hating to, I'm on this 4-day trip or a 5-day trip or a 3-day trip with somebody who's miserable and mad for no reason and who got an attitude. That just makes your work day or work week just worse and more stressful than what it already is, right? So I worked with someone who was brand new, like you guys are going to be, straight out for her IOE, and I think she told me she had one other flight on a 200 by herself. That was her first flight, and she was just telling me, how she was a nervous wreck, which is to be expected because I was too. Child, can't tell you what I did on that 200, my first trip by myself. But we ran across a couple of other workers who were not so nice and almost made her cry, and she felt like she did something wrong because she was new, and me, I got into mommy mode because she's like probably younger than my oldest son, who's 23, and I felt like I needed to protect her, and I was just like, what? Excuse me, now what you say? You got a problem? What's going on? Because I don't like anybody talking to anybody any kind of way. So with that being said, don't do as I do now, and then you want to come blame me. But if that happens to you and you run across anyone that makes you feel bad or hurts your feelings or upsets you or makes you question any type of work ethic or anything that you did or possibly could have done wrong and you was not sure about it, find it in your EFAD, because you don't want to go to people with an argument and then you're wrong. I've been wrong and I've apologized, or I've been wrong and I wasn't sure and I wanted to ask to be sure because I couldn't find the information and I didn't want it to happen again. So the first thing I do is I go check my manual and see what the manual says. And then if there's something that I did wrong, there's nothing wrong with you apologizing for making a mistake or whatever. We're going to make mistakes. We're brand new. We don't know everything in that manual. And I'm just blessed that, we have the type of supervisors and upper management that we can go to with those issues and say, hey, I made a mistake. I didn't know, what have you. But we wasn't not sure about the issue that had happened. And so we both wrote a report about it because it was just unnecessary for the way they talked to us, or they talked to her. And I'm sure it'll come up later. But, if that happens to you and you have a problem, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and to speak up for yourself. You don't have to be belligerent. You don't have to cuss folks out. You don't have to try to, be confrontational and all that stuff like that. But it's a nice way for you to tell somebody, look, I ain't that chick. This is not what you want. You don't have to say it that way, but they'll get your point. And then report it and let the powers that be handle that situation. Because if there are some bad apples, trust me, they will find. Because I'm sure I wasn't the first person to probably complain or have something negative to say about, a situation or what have you. Just try to be the best worker that you can be and be the best person that you can be. And, you have to be a people person. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to have conversations because you're going to be working in close, tight quarters with people. And if you're somebody that's unapproachable, don't nobody want to work with you. But that happens to you, speak up for yourself. Go see your supervisor, write it up, write a report about it, and let it be known. Don't just go off in the corner and be crying somewhere. Don't never let anybody make you feel less than or what have you. Let somebody know what's going on. But other than that, that little mishap yesterday, today has been fine. Me and the girl exchanged information. She's going to call me if she needs anything, because like I said before, there are some things in training that you do not specifically learn that day hands-on. You get that stuff on your own on the plane, because it's 31 days of training. The manual is this thick, so you're going to learn everything that you need to learn. You just got to read your manual and just kind of know, and run into people who would show you and teach you and tell you things, like the guy I'm working with today, he's been at the company 4 years, really nice, and I asked him, hey, is there anything that I can do differently, anything that I'm not doing right, anything that I can make it more proficient or faster? How am I doing? I can take constructive criticism, like that. So always ask somebody. They should always be approachable and be able to tell you what you're doing wrong or give you some advice, and then it's going to be up to you to whether you're going to use that knowledge or you're going to keep doing things the way you want to do it, because what works for me may not work for you. So that's just how it is. I was getting ready to say something else. Oh, someone asked me about senior bases. Again, we have 20 bases. Dallas been the latest one. It's new. It opened up in September. I don't know how many people that they have right now. I heard a rumor that they're trying to get up to 200 people. They probably are like halfway there or a little almost there maybe. I don't know. That can change daily. There's no way for you to be able to tell. We don't know. We have no idea what they're doing, or how they do it, how they figure out their numbers or anything like that. From what I was told, a senior base is a base where you have people who are there, who's been there and ain't going nowhere. They like their position, they hold a line, they've been there forever, and they're not going anywhere. And so like if a particular base, say they have only going to have 100 flight attendants, and they're only going to hold, let's say, 50 lines, and then the other 50 going to be reserved. So if you are reserved, it's only 100 people, and those same 50 people not going nowhere until they die, retire, or get fired or leave, then you're going to be on reserve forever. So that's what I gather from a senior base. Like, I'm from Houston, and if I was to go to Houston, I probably would be on reserve forever, because those people who are there ain't going nowhere. I'm going to Dallas. I don't know what Dallas is going to be like. I won't know until next month if I'm going to have a line or what. So it's just kind of, I was told when I came to Chicago that I could probably have a line within 3 months. It's been 7 months and I don't even have a composite line. So things change all the time and they fluctuate, and you just never know. This is really unpredictable. I just hope that some of you aren't, getting your hopes high on going to training and then thinking you're going to get your home base. I'm sorry, my son is texting me. I'm trying to be a momager at the same time. He didn't sign with the modeling agency. Now I got a basketball agent from a professional team sending me messages. They work in my nerves. But I don't want you to be disappointed and be crying on the day that y'all find out y'all domicile, or you gotta go to Minneapolis or Detroit somewhere and you don't want to go. Just be mentally prepared, okay? I am very approachable and not standoffish. If anything that you have, questions that you have, you can, I don't get my Facebook out. My Facebook is private, but my Instagram is public, and it is Sweet Lady 38, SUITELADY 38. You can inbox me there if you have Instagram. If you don't have any Instagram or Twitter or something like that, then you can give me your information in the comments, and then I'll email you. But I just don't get my Facebook out because that's, that's private. That's my family and close friends and stuff like that. And I'll try to answer any questions. I don't care. Whatever it is, feel free to ask. And then when you get hired, and whatever base you go to, if you have any questions or you need me to show you anything, I'll show you. I'll help you, because we're a team, and you're only as good as the weakest link. So if you guys fail, then I fail. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to fail. So anything that I can help us do or help you do to be the best that we can be, it only makes the company look good. The company looks good, we look good. That means company gets more money. That means we get more money, right? So hey, hit me up if you have any questions. And thanks for listening to my rants. And I will see you in the friendly skies.